Hi everyone, it's Tracy.
And Jerry here from Excelling in Direct Sales. We're really excited for you to join us on today's webinar,
Yes.
which is all about building relationships.
A very important thing, Jerry, isn't it?
Yeah. This is part of our webinar series on the secrets to 5 figures in your direct selling business.
So we're going to just close us down so that we can get started.
Now you've seen us, you know who we are. Tracy's the one with the blue hair. I'm the one with the brown hair. There we are. How did we meet, Tracy, in a direct selling company?
Yes, quite a few years ago. And, you know, I met this woman whose car rolled down the hill and I thought she was a bit posh because she had a BMW. Little did I realise that we were going to be partners down the road because we just get on so well. Our business and personal values align.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, you know, both Tracy and I have had a lot of experience, particularly Tracy, you know, nearly 30 years experience in direct selling. She did start when she was 5. And
then you've got Jerry, who's got lots and lots of over 10 years experience in marketing.
Yeah.
Well, it's really up to over 16 now. So.
Yeah, 16 years or so in marketing, mostly for small businesses, and as well as myself being involved in some various direct selling companies as well. So Hank, Excelling in Direct Sales was formed, and we started out with some workshops just around Melbourne, and they were lots of fun. But you know, the demand grew from outside Melbourne to deliver the workshop online, and that's what we did. And so that's like it's about 100 minutes, that workshop.
Yes, 100 minutes in 100 and 100 tips.
100 tips in 100 minutes. But what we've decided to do today is to bring you some of those tips for free and tell you about our online program as well.
Yeah, because we realised that something that's lacking in our industry, and that's what we wanted to help fill that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we just find that a lot of the training from companies is very product focused, but not necessarily more about business and treating, you know, taking you from a hobby to a business. And that's what we're all about at Excelling in Direct Sales. So now you know who we are, sort of. And yeah, again, this is all about the secrets to 5 figures. So Tracy, it doesn't matter whether you want 5 figures a year or 5 figures a month, or hell, even 5 figures a week
or a day. It's up to you.
High five to that. And couldn't hear that. Oh, high five. And but you know, one of the secrets is actually building relationships. Shh, don't tell anyone, for the people out there that thinks it's all about just spamming people. Yeah.
Which is what we covered in our last series of webinars.
Yeah, absolutely. And so welcome. We hope that you're comfy, that you've got your pajamas on maybe,
and
or
your
slippers, or
cup of tea,
whatever it is that makes you comfy in your home, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us at this convenient time and location for you. And
so what are we going to cover, Jerry? What's the main thing that you think that the learning objectives will cover?
Well, Tracy, I tell you, once I learnt about the leaky bucket, it was just mind-blowing for me. I sort of never really even heard of the theory, and it's something that they teach very well in Send Out Cards, which is a direct selling company, and they are all about
client appreciation
and relationship marketing. So you'll learn all about the leaky bucket and how to plug the leaks, and just all about customer appreciation, because hell, we see it every day, don't we, where customers just aren't appreciated. You just look at the retail world and think, you know, if I go and buy a washing machine from a retail store, do I get a follow-up call to ask me how my product is?
Or if I bought shoes, I get nothing. No one asks if they suit me.
You know, occasionally you'll get a client experience email from something more like, you know, a cinema or something like that. You'll get, or where did I get one from the other day? A glasses store, you know, where I bought my glasses. And, you know, big deal. They're just asking you in a survey, but they don't actually ring you up and say, you know, how's your product? And this is where direct selling companies, or, you know, people representing them, can really stand out.
We can shine, people. We can shine
in a customer appreciation, because you can make that extra effort to, you know, be showing that you care about your customers. And that's why people will buy through direct selling companies, because they know that they're going to get outstanding service. And, you know, let's face it, usually it's the best products out there as well. compared to their competitors, and that's why they're being sold through direct selling companies. But we don't need to teach you about how good direct selling is.
No, we already know, and everyone on here already knows.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at here,
the problem,
yes,
the leaky bucket is a problem that many entrepreneurs and businesses face. So, you know, we're all trained to focus mainly on generating new leads and sales. And, you know, they work harder and harder on getting new business and neglect implementing the techniques necessary to take care of the business they work so hard to attract. So not only is this exhausting, but it's a surefire way to alienate the customers who once were excited to use your products. So we're talking about... A
great example here is telecommunications.
Yeah, yes, they just constantly fill up their bucket and they've got no idea how to retain them, or they don't care basically, because I think that they really just focus on retention constantly. So how can we solve this problem of the leaky bucket? Well, you know, you need to plug the holes, and this is with the RMs there, the red circles. That's relationship marketing. So your hard-earned sales turn into raving fans who eagerly buy more, stay longer, and refer profitable business to you in the process. So it's win-win, basically. Don't just plug this bucket with Band-Aids, because the water will start to leak out again. You need to plug it.
A long-term strategy. This is where you really have that long-term strategy of helping your customers more than just selling to them. I know it sounds like, you know, everyone wants more income and blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do. But when you want that customer to keep buying off you, you know, that's the key to it. I'd rather have 5 customers that buy off me every single month than 20 customers who buy off me once every 6 months.
Yeah, and you also want them referring. And the more that you treat customers well with amazing standards, basically, the more they're going to refer you. And, you know, there's an example of this dentist in Queensland, Tracy, and he has a referral-only based business. You cannot find his phone number in the yellow or the white pages. You can't just ring him up and make an appointment. You have to be referred by a previous or an existing customer or patient of his, basically. And in fact, if you want to become a patient, you have to agree to refer at least one new patient every year as well. There's so many other things he does that's outstanding, and the way that he gets new business in the door. But, you know, he gives you a basket of dental buns when you leave, so there's not sugar in them or anything like that. But, you know, the people take them back to work and they go, wow, where did this basket of buns come from? Oh, they came from my dentist. Or, wow, why do you smell so great? Oh, that's the Chanel No. 5 in my dentist's powder room.
Wow.
You know, just things like that he is the most expensive dentist in Queensland, and you can't even find his phone number. So
that's you can see that word of mouth marketing has worked amazingly for him.
Yeah. And I guess the other thing about referrals is don't be afraid to ask for them and tell people how they can refer business to you. And that, you know, that it's the biggest compliment that they can pay you is to actually refer business to you. But just let them know how it can be done, or how that they can suggest your products or services to other people that they know. Because, you know, once you get word of mouth happening, gosh, if every one customer referred 5 more to you, it's just never ending, isn't it?
And you take the example of the movie. You know, if you've seen a shit movie, you're going to tell people it was a crap movie. And the same goes with if it's a good movie, you're going to tell people as well. But you seem to tell more about the bad things than the good things. So let's try and change that so that the good things outweigh the bad.
Yeah, I even just think of my naturopath, Tracy, how you know, a friend of mine referred me to him, and then I have referred about, I don't know, 3 or 4 new patients already in the short time that I've been seeing him because of the amazing results.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm one of his ideal customers that has kids that need his help, and so I tell other mums who need those same things. But you know, what do you know? I was telling the kinder teacher about him, and then all of a sudden her friend goes to see him, her friend's daughter, and then we were there the other day, and he said, the kinder teacher's now coming as well. So it just keeps having this flow-on effect of referral business for him, and that he's had to pay absolutely nothing to get those referrals coming in his door. So,
and it's a real abundance thinking and abundance mindset, which you know, it's something that's rare in people, but it can be achieved.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't forget about, you know, consider your customers in your bucket and just try and figure out what might be causing the leaks, not just as well as how to plug the leaks. And, you know, one of the ways that you can figure out why the leaks are happening is to actually survey your customers as well. So think of your bucket all the time, and sometimes it's good to get a real bucket to really visualize it and put some holes in it. So start plugging away that bucket and put some relationship marketing plugs into it to fix it up.
So here we talk about client appreciation and why it's very vital to your business. Now, the last stat really hones in on me, and it really took me by surprise, that by 10 months, if you don't communicate at all with people, you've lost them.
Yeah,
and that scared me, Jerry, when I looked at that.
So, you know, to start off before that, for every month that you don't communicate with clients or customers, you've lost about 10% of your influence. So, you know, give it a year
and they're gone.
And they're gone. They've moved on to someone else, couldn't be bothered, might not have forgotten about you, but more than likely couldn't give a hoot because you haven't stayed in contact. There's so many ways you can stay in contact with people, Tracy.
Especially in this day and age. You know, when I started indirect selling, we didn't have the internet. We only had the phone. We didn't have a mobile. We didn't have a smartphone. We didn't have a computer. We didn't have a laptop.
That's how old you are. Yeah.
I started when I was 5, remember?
Yeah.
So, you know, we had to do the good old-fashioned face-to-face or phone. That was it.
Yep. So just, you know, when you're thinking about how to communicate with people month after month, don't just stick to email. You know, this is where you have to think outside the square and go back to some old school techniques and combine it up. So you can combine it between emails, text messages,
phone calls,
face-to-face meetings, cards, actually send something in the mail. It's amazing the impact something sent in the mail can have on a client. You know, if you've got someone spending hundreds of dollars with you a year or thousands of dollars, isn't it worth spending maybe $10 on sending them a few cards a year? I think it is.
But not just that. I mean, gift vouchers in the mail. That way they can buy off you again.
Yeah, vouchers, redemption things. You know, even just celebrating someone's birthday or sending out Christmas cards or holiday cards or New Year cards or something like that. Just something that is keeping in touch and making you stand out. And again, this is where we covered this in another webinar, Tracy, where we talked about the 80-20 rule. And so, you know, with 12 months of communication out there, you don't want to be 80% of that communication should be value add and only 20% should be sales-ish. So always be thinking about what kind of value add and education or something like that could you be putting out there about your products. So for instance, that might be beauty tips or health tips or recipes if you're with a sort of a, you know, a spice company or something like that, or recipes if you're with a cooking type.
And if you're with makeup, a great tip is how to clean their brushes, because so many people forget about those sort of things and don't clean them. They just throw them out. Well, I've got the same ones that I've had for 20 years and they're still in great great condition because I've looked after them. So really think about that. And the other stat that scared me on here is 2% of my clients are not taking advantage of all the products or services I offer.
Yeah.
That is really scary, Jerry. What do you think is something that I could do?
Well, this is where you get into upselling and cross-selling and back-end sales and, you know, recommending products outside what they would normally order as well. And I could give like samples or something like that. Because I guess it depends what type of company you're with, whether you've got a huge line or quite a small line. But people will often sort of stick to one or two products, and often they just don't know about all the other things that you offer unless your catalogue lists absolutely everything. Again, it just depends on the company. but you know, they might know about it, but they might not be taking advantage of it or understand the advantages to buying more products. So this is where it's really good to have a really good database and understand the buying behaviours of your customers and breaking them down into groups and you know, running promotions. Let's say there's a group of people that just buy lipstick, but you know that they would like some makeup, you know, doing some promotions on makeup to the lipstick only people or something like that. So it's all about understanding your customers and what they're buying and how you can give tips and cross-sell, basically.
Yeah, and someone who likes perfume, you know, you can always send them tips on how to layer that to get the most out of their perfume. Things like that. They really do count. I send my cards to my customers, to my clients, and I just say, you know, thank you for being a client with me, and that's all I send. I don't send anything about, hey, let's get you hooked onto something else. No, it's just about saying thank you.
Yep.
And it's so simple. It's so something that is lost in society now is those 3 words.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I often ask people, so when was the last time you thanked your clients? And they're like,
what?
Never. No, I've never done that. Never thanked anyone. And it really doesn't surprise me at all. But you know, there's so much to be said for keeping in contact. Another example, Tracy, is like, for example, mortgage brokers. You know, repeat business is really important for something like mortgage brokers. They could get business out of you every 3 years, and that's massive trailing commissions. If they got business out of you every 3 years or however long it is.
Well, you think about how much it costs to keep a customer.
Yeah.
And actually getting a new one.
But do you know what?
So much more.
If you have a mortgage broker and they sign you up with a deal, are you going to remember who they were 3 years later if they've never kept in contact with you?
No.
Can't tell you that I would. You know, I couldn't tell you the name of my real estate agent who I bought this house off. He was great at the time, but he never kept in contact. So, you know.
And then when you bought your other house, you didn't get in contact with him?
No.
Because you don't know who the hell he is.
I can't remember who he is because he did not stay in contact.
Yep.
You know, there's so many people that come into our lives every day. It's the people that keep in contact that stand out. I do have a good example of a real estate agent. A lady told me, this real estate agent that I sold my old house off 10 years ago sends me a birthday card or Christmas card every year. She said, I don't know why he does it, but it's lovely. And she said, you know what? When we come to sell this house, I'll give him a call because
top of mind.
He's top of mind. And I don't have huge lovey-dovey feelings about all the cards that he sends me every year, but he's keeping top of mind and I still know where to get in contact with him. So,
very smart.
You know, that's a really good investment for that real estate agent to be doing that.
Yes. So where to from here?
So we are really excited to have released our online package, which was formed basically from our online workshop.
Yes.
And people said, where can I learn more? I want more than just this 3 hours of face-to-face. And that's why we created the online program. Our first one here is called the Enlightened Package. We have an E, a D, and an S package, Tracy, because we are EDS. And the Enlightened Package is also called our 5 for 5 because it's got 5 units in it. So, you know, we are really getting you to take your direct selling business from a hobby to a proper business. And, you know,
have the business strategies, the business goals and the business everything.
So 5 for 5 is all about 5 units, 5 figures basically, isn't it? And again, it doesn't matter whether that's 5 figures a year or a month or a week. The world is your oyster.
And we've broken it up because we realised that these are the things that I would have liked to have known before I started. But we've taken it that little bit further, Jerry, and we actually have split all those units into 2 to 6 modules, and they're in little bite-sized chunks. So it's either between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and it's really honed in down on one subject to really get it through, and also lots and lots of resources.
Yeah, loads of resources, and you get access to our Facebook group as well for support and networking. And
But then it's got here, Jerry, it says $3.97, but it's up there for only not $1.97. What does that mean?
Well, it's $200 off because you've joined on this webinar.
Oh, wow.
That's our thank you to you for listening this long. Not that it's been that long. Hopefully it's been entertaining.
And you've learned something?
Yes, hopefully you've got a few takeaways there. So yeah, that's our Enlightened package. So you can book this at trybooking.com/OACI. That's an I there at the end. And after our Enlightened package, this is our most popular package here, is our dedication package. So it includes the 5 units from the E package, but it also includes our advanced program, which is another 6 units, Tracy. We go much deeper and we go into more about finding customers, your communications, your branding. We go so much deeper into relationship marketing and client appreciation. We do closing sales and scripting and back-end sales and follow-up. And then we hit into our premium unit, which is all about, building leaders basically and building teams.
So finding those leaders, identifying in your team, because, some of you have already got teams. You might have 2 to 10 people in your team or more, but you haven't identified which one of those are your leaders.
So again, because you're on this webinar, it doesn't say it here, but we have slashed $200 off the price of this as well. So the upfront price is $7.97 at that booking link, and they'll take the price off that automatically for you. But the monthly price does actually remain the same without the discount. And finally, we've got our S package, which is our success package. And this is all about, we call it our 7 for 7 as well, because, we've got
7 mentoring sessions
that we include.
Yes.
So you've got your 5 for 5, you've got your first 5 units, you've got your
6 for 6.
6 for 6 units as well. So you've got all the content of the first 2 packages.
And all the resources. And the Facebook, you get unlimited masterminds. So that means that you can tap into those at any time and get really great information off those.
Yeah, we run these online group mastermind sessions, Tracy. You can also get that in the dedication package. We might have not mentioned that before, but you do get 6 in the dedication package. And that's the mastermind groups are really great way to hear what other people are doing and learning from them and helping guiding you through the program. But yeah, like we said, in the success package, you get 7 one-on-one mentoring sessions with Tracy and myself, as well as unlimited group mastermind sessions. And that is only $14.97, but we've taken $200 off, so it's $12.97 up front, or it's $517 per month. So again,
there is an added bonus to all of this, Jerry, the fact that you have tapped into people along the way who are our guest presenters.
Yeah.
You don't just get us and listen to us and you get bored out of your brain. We have guest presenters, so we wanted to add that value to that. We're not all about just selling you a program. We are there to hold your hand along the way, the whole way.
Yeah, and make sure that you're actually
getting your money's worth.
Doing the work, because I personally can't stand, I love online courses. I think it's a great way to learn different aspects for your business, and we should always be learning and educating and doing personal development. But at the same time, I can't stand it when I'm just let free, basically. Here you are.
Here's yourself. I told you something.
Here's your login and nothing further ever again.
And that's where we want to have that point of difference, is that we're there along the way with you. It's like we're holding your hand pretty much, because we are sending you accountability emails and you've got us up the whole way.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you've bought it, you're a lifetime member basically. So you'll never get rid of us.
We're not that bad. So we have a flash sale. Flash sale. What do we get for our flash sale, Jerry?
So if you're just buying within 24 hours at the end of this webinar, you'll get our free customer service checklist and the ebook 10 Mistakes Made in Direct Selling. So do not make these mistakes. As well as we're throwing in an extra 30-minute strategy session. If you use the code FREE30, when you are entering your details into that booking page, it says what date would you like to start and what company you're with. There's a section there to put in this promo code FREE30, and we will book in a 30-minute strategy session with you that you can take at any time. And so that's our flash sale, and we hope that's exciting for you. And now we've just got our contact details here.
And as you can see, a strategy session with one of us or both of us is $147. So you're getting value, really good value for money for that free 30 minutes. And you can just focus on one thing in your business, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Jerry, aha moment, love.
Yeah, what was my aha moment? Well, for me, it's got to be those scary facts, Tracy.
Oh, that was mine too.
Yeah.
It scares me to feel that that you can lose a customer so quickly. However, it's so easy to keep them.
Yeah, so easy.
Simple.
Yeah, simple processes and procedures that you can put in place. Have a bit of a customer service guidelines and things like that, and you will be getting raving fans. I tell you, it's not hard work to keep customers. You just need to put a little bit of work into it.
So a wow moment, your within 1 week moment that you're going to put into practice in your business. Now, this is something that you might have looked at, just little things that we've given you, little nuggets, and just go, you know what, I really want to use that. That's what you do. So our accountability is within 1 week, you'll get all the information that you've just seen in the webinar. You'll get a copy of the webinar and all that.
The free resources as well. And we like you to think about what you will do in your business within 1 week, because you're more likely to make a change if you just make one change within a week of doing this webinar and what you've learned. And we hope you have enjoyed this webinar. Thank you for joining us.
And we just pop in.
We're just going to pop up here and say goodbye again. And we hope you've had a great webinar, and we hope to see you soon on one of our introductory minutes online.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.